Well, hey, everybody. I hope that your year is off to a fantastic start. My name is Rebecca, and welcome to another Exploring Atlanta video. Now, a couple of years ago, we explored the Margaret Mitchell House and Museum in Midtown. And I'm sure you know that Margaret Mitchell is the author of the highly acclaimed novel turned film Gone with the Wind back in 1939. And in that museum, it celebrated the movie by featuring some of her personal items like her apartment and her typewriter and some of her personal effects. Now, in this video, we're going to explore Road to Terror Museum. I get tongue twisted on that. Road to Terror Museum, which highlights the historical setting of the movie. The Civil War is raging and the Yankees are destroying Atlanta. And Road to Terror symbolizes Scarlett O'Hara's desperate journey back to Terror, which is her home plantation in Savannah. Now, I have to confess that I watched this movie for the first time last year in 2025. It just never interested me. In spite of being highly acclaimed, 10 Academy Awards, highest grossing movie of all times, when you factor in inflation, it just never interested me. Number one, it was 4 hours long. And number two, when I hear of Civil War and the Confederacy, I kind of get turned off because I started thinking, okay, this is another movie that's going to be glorifying these white supremacist losers as heroes. And no, thank you. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. But I had time, so I decided that I'm going to watch the movie. And to my delight, the movie is not about the Civil War itself. The Civil War is just the backdrop. The Civil War and the Confederacy is just the backdrop. What I found captivating was the storyline of the movie. The museum features exhibits from the 1939 premiere in Atlanta, original costumes, poster galleries, international book collections. And what I really loved, and I didn't even realize it, is that they have an exhibit called the Hattie McDaniel Legacy Experience, which I found very fascinating. Hattie McDaniel was the first African American to receive an Academy Award for her Best Supporting Actress role in the film. And I just found it very fascinating. They have an entire room display with interactive screens and what have you, questions and quizzes that I found fascinating, and I think that you will too. I want to welcome those of you who are here for the first time and give a shout out to the returning subscribers. I appreciate you so very much. Now, if you are enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel because it helps to grow and bring more videos like this, and it is free. So go ahead and put your walking shoes on. Let's hit these streets, and I'll be back later to close us out. All right, here we are at the Road to Terror Museum in Jonesboro, just 15 miles south of downtown. Designated as the original home of Gone with the Wind, Clayton County offers a glimpse into Margaret Mitchell's classic novel through Road to Terror Museum. Now, this museum houses original movie props, wardrobe items, foreign edition library, original manuscript, costume reproductions, extensive photo gallery, and complete collectible plate and doll collection. The Hattie McDaniel Legacy Experience features a highly interactive exhibit highlighting the contributions of African American actors beyond their roles in Gone with the Wind. There is free parking here, and it is disability friendly. The cost of admission is only $10 to $12. And this is the city of Jonesboro. Okay, let's see what we've got here as we enter and approach the gift shop. We got some magazines there on the left. Oh, a popcorn machine. It looks like an apron. Got some food, honey. Got some maps here. Brochures. Syrup, chocolate, honey. Okay. And some books there. Is it like a recipe book or something? Oh, that's the front desk there with photos. And let's just step into the gift shop. Bottled water and soda and juices, t-shirts, postcards. So souvenirs here in the gift shop. I always purchase pens whenever I go on a tour to a museum. I collect them, something that I can actually use. Okay, let's walk around and see what we have here. Got some t-shirts here. Oh, here are the plates. Portraits on the wall there. And the dolls. Okay. More plates. Let's take a look here. We're just going to do a walk through quickly of the gift shop. It's a large portrait there. Painting. Custom t-shirts. Totes. Aprons. Got a good selection of souvenirs here that you can take with you. You like collecting things, fans, books, okay, keychains, books here. Plates and dolls. All right. Now let's go upstairs to the exhibits. On the left we have the Hattie McDaniel Legacy Experience. We're going to come back to that. This hallway is narrow, so let me see if I can get one side at a time here. Looks like we have actors and maybe producers, cast members and producers, crew members. Let's see, what do we have on this wall? Actors, crew members. Okay. Very good. And moving on, what do we have? Oh, we have the major characters. You have Ashley Wilkes, Scarlett O'Hara, Rhett Butler, and Melanie Wilkes. The premiere, 1939. Okay, we have a replica of Tara, the plantation. Now, Tara was not real. It was a fictional plantation. It was created for the movie that was actually set in Hollywood. But now 12 Oaks, the Ashley Wilkes plantation home in the movie, was actually inspired by a real 12 Oaks plantation, or plantation mansion, I should say, in Covington. So it was inspired, but the actual movie scenes were filmed on set. There is a 12 Oaks mansion in Covington, Georgia. At least it was at that time. And this used to be Jonesboro Train Depot, this museum. Okay. I see some costumes. Let's just take a look here. It's showing the movie in the various languages: North and South America, Western Europe. It was world acclaimed movie. We got some jewelry here in the center. And let's just move around. I did not know about this museum until a couple of weeks ago. I never knew this was here. And it just so happened I had seen the movie earlier last year. Behind the scenes, winner of 10 Academy Awards. Pictures are from the premiere. And I'm going to be inserting some images as we go from the actual movie, especially when it comes to the costumes. And here in this case, we have books in different languages, original manuscripts, it looks like. Gone with the Wind was nearly 90 years. I understand they're going to be celebrating 90 years coming up. And this is not the actual original collection of jewelry. This is some jewelry that was inspired from the movie. Hollywood collection. It's amazing. And this is the actual cast. And this green velvet hat is it's the original costume piece that was worn by Scarlett O'Hara in the movie. Of course, Vivian Leigh is the actress who portrayed Scarlett. And we're going to check out some of these costumes. And these are replicas. Most of them are. Now, I was told that there is one costume here that is the original. And most of these were worn by Scarlett in the movie. This yellow one was the madam that was in the movie. Her name was Belle. It's beautiful. And I'm just going to be quiet and let the picture tell the stories.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Right, this wall features Margaret Mitchell, legend in her own time. It says tragic loss, a true bohemian, and childhood a privilege. And we move on to scenes from the movie Gone with the Wind. And Gone with the Wind is an epic historical romance about a spirited Southern belle, Scarlett O'Hara's survival through the Civil War and Reconstruction, focusing on her tumultuous relationship, especially with Captain Rhett Butler, amidst the collapse of the Old South society and the struggle to reclaim her family's plantation home, Tara. It is a story of resilience, ambition, love, and loss, set against major historical events, but also infamous for romanticizing slavery and the Confederacy from a white Southern perspective. And that's kind of what this movie depicts in a nutshell. We'll just pan around a bit before we enter the Hattie McDaniel legacy experience. And again, we see the major characters there. And let's step inside here. Miss McDaniel was born in 1893. She was the youngest of 13 children. She was an actress, singer-songwriter, and comedian, and she portrayed the role of Mammy, an enslaved house servant, in Gone with the Wind. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, becoming the first African American to win an Oscar. She has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame in 1975. And in 2006, she became the first Black Oscar winner honored with a U.S. postage stamp. In 2010, she was inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame. In addition to acting, Miss McDaniel recorded 16 blues songs between 1926 and 1929 and was a radio performer and television personality. In fact, she was the first Black woman to sing on the radio in the United States. And here we see her accepting the Academy Award for Best Actress. She appeared in more than 300 films, but only received 83 on-screen credits. And as you might imagine, she experienced racism and racial segregation throughout her career. She was not allowed to attend the premiere of Gone with the Wind here in Atlanta because it was held in a whites-only theater. At the Oscars ceremony in Los Angeles, she sat at a segregated table at the side of the room. Now, the competition to win the part of Mammy in the film, it was almost as fierce as that competition for Scarlett O'Hara. In fact, First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt requested that her maid, Elizabeth McDuffie, be given the part. And Miss McDaniel didn't think that she would be chosen because she had earned her reputation as a comic actress. But speculation has it that Clark Gable recommended that the role be given to her. And here you see her full acceptance speech. We'll just stop here and take a look. But at any rate, she went on to audition in an authentic maid uniform, and she won the part. Lowe's Grand Theater on Peachtree Street here in Atlanta was selected as the site for the 1939 premiere of the movie. MGM advised against letting her attend the premiere because of Georgia's segregation laws. And Clark Gable threatened to boycott the Atlanta premiere unless she was allowed to attend, but Miss McDaniel convinced him to attend anyway. She was allowed to attend the film's Hollywood debut later that year. The producer insisted that her picture was also featured prominently in the program. In 1952, Miss McDaniel died of breast cancer at the age of 59. Her final wish was to be buried in Hollywood Cemetery, but that was denied because at the time of her death, the graveyard was segregated. So she really had to overcome some challenges in her lifetime, but she prevailed. And there are several interactive exhibitions here. I think I've covered almost all of these exhibits, but I'm just going to retrace my steps, and pick up on anything that I may have missed. So let's just do a final walkthrough. Okay, so that's going to wrap up our tour today of the Road to Terror Museum. I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Now, after touring the museum, I went back and I watched the movie again, and I really understand why it was so highly acclaimed. And I'll probably watch it from time to time because I really did enjoy it. I really didn't particularly like the portrayal of the Black characters in the movie, particularly the role of Butterfly McQueen as Prissy. But overall, I really was captivated by the storyline. Now, these exhibits do change, so there are new features, so it might be different when you go or I go back the next time. And they also hold events here. In fact, from January the 22nd to February the 26th, I believe, they are having a Road to Museum quilt event, a free showcase of quilts telling the stories of Black heritage, community, and roots. And you can also go to their website if you want a full list of their calendar events for the year. I will be back next week with another video on your way out. If you would like to become a channel member, click that join button below and it'll give you all the details. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and hit subscribe and help us to get to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye now.